Hello and welcome. Chris from Missouri here, bringing you another video about vintage baseball cards. In this video, I'm going to show you a few cards, some recent pickups that I got at a St. Louis card show, and some cards that I've picked up down here in the great state of Arizona while I'm down here watching Royal Spring Training. Now listen, Arizona Phoenix area is a really cool area, and we come down here because I wanted to get away from the cold of Missouri and the weather of Missouri. But right now, in the state of Missouri, it is nicer than it is here in Phoenix, Arizona. See, Arizona, Phoenix, it rains maybe 8 to 10 inches a year, I think. And I've been down here for 3 days, and it's rained twice in 3 of those days. And it's really nice in Missouri, but I tell you, it's nice to get away from work a little bit and nice to get away and just kind of relax with my wife. And so today, she's taken off to go hiking somewhere with a couple of her friends. And so I've been by myself, so I decided to go check out a few local card shops. Tomorrow, I get to meet up with my friend George Diamond Yard Sports Cards on YouTube, and he's going to take me to a card show and maybe try to find some vintage baseball cards. But I went ahead and tried to look around, and I found two local card shops that I went to, and it's kind of neat. So I'm going to show you a few pickups that I got there, and then I want to talk to you about a card show in St. Louis. So let me show you some of these cards. So I went to a card shop. Not a lot of vintage in there. But I did find a 65 Nellie Fox. Nice looking card. Had good price on it. He worked a small little deal with me, but we weren't talking a lot of money here. But I did pick up a couple really nice cards, and I thought this Robin Roberts card, 1961, was better than the one that I had. And so this card shop's called DNA Sports, and nice clean shop, a lot of new stuff, a lot of clean stuff. But he did have some vintage cards, and on occasion he said he has some vintage cards come through, and he was actually working on some vintage cards that he just picked up. And last but not least, I picked up a Richie Ashburn card that I know I already had, but I really like this card, and I got a pretty good deal on it. And it's 1950, and it's a PSA 4, and I really like this card. Now, the weekend before I left to come here on vacation, I got talked into it by my friend Tom in Middle Missouri. And I was going to be setting up at a card show, but there were some things that happened that just wasn't allowing me to do it. But we decided to take off that day and go to the Machinist Hall show in St. Louis. And every once in a while, you'll hear me talk about this show, and it's a really good show. It's been for St. Louis people. It's been ran by the same person for a long time, this Coach Estes, and there's some things that went on there, and I'm gonna do a video about it. But I got to run into a guy that's an amazing sports writer for me back in the day. When I was in high school, this guy, Mike Eisenboth, I'm going to say his name out loud. I hope he doesn't mind, but golly, he was a talented sports writer in a small little city called Sedalia. And a local daily paper, though, and he was the sports editor of that paper. And he really, really covered small high school basketball and baseball and football. Covered it so well it made every one of us feel special. And his articles were just, every once in a while you'll notice somebody that's probably too good to be where he is. And we knew he wasn't going to last there for a long time because he was really, really good, and somebody was going to snatch him up. And they surely did. And I did not know this at the time, but I was probably sophomore through my senior year that he was there. And his articles that he wrote were just kind of legendary when it comes to small town stuff. But it was nice to see him again. Nice to know that he's a vintage card collector, and he's not just a vintage card collector. He's got a good collection. And another thing that he does that I find very interesting, he has a baseball card club with people that collect vintage baseball cards in the St. Louis area. I think that's the neatest thing. It makes me think that I should start one in our area. But anyway, it was good to see him, and I got to pick up some good cards from he and his buddy at his table. And I'm going to show you these cards right now. First of all, I'm going to show you this Addy Joss card, T206. I picked this card up off of that table and was really, really glad I did. Now, Tom picked up some really good sneaky cards. He kept on coming to me and my friend Joey, who went along with us, and he would show us some stuff that he'd pick up, and then he'd go away, come back. I don't know. I think he was sniping some of the cards away from us, and so he really, really did pick up some pretty good cards, and we had a great time. All three of us had a great time. But I got to pick up two cards at Mike's table, and I picked up these cards. I was on not a crusade, but I picked up one of these cards a year or two ago, and I found them very interesting, and I picked some of them up, and I've been getting razzed by a few of them, but first one I want to show you is this 1949 MP Lou Boudreau. Good looking card. Now, I love these cards. Some of you think it's silly. The cartoons of them are silly and they didn't do a good job, but I really want the Hall of Famers in my collection. And I got to pick up this one, and it now maybe has become my favorite one, and it's Yogi Berra. And I get to have this in my collection, and I'm pretty excited about it. So we got that going on. I got to go to a card show in St. Louis, a couple card shops here in Phoenix, and before I leave, I'm going to a card show tomorrow with my YouTube buddy George Diamond Yard Sports Cards, and he's going to take me around. We're gonna try to spend some time together and have lunch, but he's got a busy schedule, and I think we do too. But it's going to be fun to see him. And again, I know I'm just rambling here a little bit, but Strongsville, Ohio has their sport card show in less than a month. It's going to be less than a month from now. On Saturday of the card show, there's going to be a vintage trade night on Saturday. It's going to be at the Best Western Hotel. Most of you guys that's going to be there know about it. And even if you don't know the location right now, there's going to be flyers handed out at the card show where you can find it real easy. You're not going to miss it. And that Friday night, we're holding a get-together, a YouTube meet and greet. And like I say, if you hear this from my voice or whoever, if you got a YouTuber that you know that's going to be there, you're welcome to come. It's going to be Friday night, 7 o'clock, just a meet and greet. But there's going to be some fun things going on there. See, most of you know that I do a Showcase Showdown on Mike Baseball Collector's channel. And we're going to do a live show that Friday night of the Strongsville show. I'm looking forward to it. It's fun. If you don't know what Showcase Showdown is, go to Mike's channel, Baseball Collector, and look it up and see how much fun we're having. This YouTube stuff's been just super fun. I'm having a great time with my wife on vacation, which is super fun. I'm looking forward to seeing George. I got to go to card shops. I get to go to a card show, and I just came from one in St. Louis. Man, you can't beat it. Guys, I'm having a great time. I hope you are. I really thank you for spending your time watching my shows. And remember, it's just a hobby. collect what you like.